I'm an idiot. I wore too much clothes.
And forgot your trekking poles.
I'm on. I didn't forget them. Couldn't find them. My wife must have misplaced them. I wouldn't do that. But, yeah, it's chilly, but man, sure warmed up fast. I was anticipating, I'm just ready for the glassing session. Before the sun comes up, I'm gonna be warm. Aaron's gonna be shivering. So if the footage is shaky, you can blame him for not preparing. Well, the plan is, I found that Billy last night, and he just didn't look like he was the quality that this other one is that I scouted. But it was hard to see him because I was looking directly into the sun. Like the sun was setting, it was just above the ridge line, and this goat was feeding just right underneath the sun. So I didn't get very good footage of him, and I didn't see him very well. I just know for sure that it was a Billy, but he was lacking some of the body characteristics I was kind of looking for. So I think that we're just gonna spend our time looking for these Billies over here. There's a couple that are really good that I'd love to shoot. So we're gonna glass for these things for the morning and maybe the entire day. And if we don't find them, maybe we'll go check out some other basins or go get a closer look at that other Billy. So. Little Billy goat bed. I'm about to sit down and settle in for a long glassing session until I pick up this goat. The current glassing conditions. Whoa. It's rough. It makes my mustache look good though.
Really red.
It really brings out the redness.
Yeah, it does.
No luck this morning. No dice, so I think those Billies have moved out off this face and into another basin somewhere, so we are gonna go on a mission and go search for them. I think the plan is to just kind of spend this entire day just hiking around this peak, getting different angles in and trying to find those Billies. So. I made it up to where I saw that Billy last night. He's definitely a really young Billy, like 3, 4 max. So, not something we want to go after, but man, he's up there in some nasty stuff. Pretty crazy that they like bedding up there, but I can guarantee there's nothing getting to him, no predators, including myself. Every time I find a goat, I'm staring right into the sun, so it's really hard to see exactly what he is. But I can tell he's got a really young face, small face, real dished out, and his horns just aren't there, so he's young. See nothing right now. Thinking they all tucked over on the backside of the ridge, so we're gonna hike up this trail, get to basically the highest peak in this basin, and I think we're just gonna ridgeline and see what we can find. We're just kind of exploring at this point. But there were 3 goats over there. One had a big body and we think might be a Billy, so we're gonna go get a closer look, hopefully, if we can find him. Same spot. I scouted a group of nannies and kids with a couple young Billies, but better double check them and make sure it's not a tanker. I think we're a little higher than where this was packaged in Missouri. About to blow up. A lot of pressure in there. 1,100 feet, or 11,000 feet, I should say. There's at least 7 goats over there. Just looked through, counted them real quick, so I'm suspecting nannies, but we'll see. Never know. We're getting close to the rut, so Billy's could start hanging with the nannies too. Yeah, kind of looked like it had swooping horns, but then it just squatted to pee, so. That one's a nanny. Big body though. She's all haired up. Let's see what these others are. After further review, the touchdown does not count, and there's a goat right here. For real, for real. Looks like a nanny. He's had this goat drop over the top, and he's making his way right to us. I think it is a billy, but I think it's a young billy. It's real thin horned, but it's kind of cool to finally see one close. Everything we've been seeing is far, long ways away, and this sucker's about, I don't know, 200 yards or less now. He's coming right underneath us. I'm gonna move so I can get more footage. Base is bigger than its eyes, like twice the size. Alright, after further review, that's a nanny. So, pretty cool. Tyler could definitely sneak down and shoot that if he wanted to. It's like, she's like 150 yards below us. But, cool experience, but we're gonna move on. Try to find a big billy. Goat coming out of the woodworks, man. We started hiking back and immediately glassed up a goat down here. It looks like it's by itself in a real stalkable spot. So we're gonna get eyes on that one. But we also found a couple of those goats that I glassed up last night. They're on the same hillside. They must have just been timbered up. But I'll put some glass on them real quick, see what they are. That one's got a pretty big body, so real curious. Well, we snuck over here. Let's get a better look at this billy. Just make sure I wasn't missing something, because it was tough to see in the wind and the sun. So right now we're about 200 yards from him. Just gotta get a good look. After further review, it's exactly what I thought. Like a 2 or 3 year old billy. So I think we might have been able to make a play on him. We just dropped down a little bit. But that's the second goat we probably could have got with an archery. Yeah, in the last hour. Crazy. Let's get up top and see if we can find a bigger one. glassing long range, trying to find some goats to go after tomorrow. And I was this close from telling Aaron, like, hey, creep up to the edge and look over in this little micro basin here. And I didn't, but we just got done glassing. We were going to start packing up. We stood up and there was a nanny and a kid like 60 yards away. So we got a little practice run, just building slides. But tomorrow it's going to happen on a big billy. Pretty good day, huh? I would say pretty sick day. We saw, I don't know how many goats we saw. We saw quite a few, about 20 or so. And we got close on a bunch, could have killed a few. Nothing worth killing, obviously. But, man, I don't know if Rick could have asked for a better day one. It was fun. We saw a lot of really cool country up here on the very tops, and saw a lot of goats. So we're just looking for that one billy that stands out. So hopefully tomorrow's the day. Hopefully that one I just saw is one of the big ones that I had seen when I was scouting. So. Alright, so we're gonna go up this side hill so we can glass opposite of it. Try to glass that goat that we saw last night. So if we do spot it, it's not like we can get on it right away. We'd have to drop all the way to the bottom, climb up the opposite side, but we're just trying to get eyes on it, make sure it's a billy. Then we'll probably go get our camping stuff, our backpack stuff. We'll backpack on it, but gotta spot it first. Make sure it's one that Ty wants. Made it up here to this kind of flat spot. We can get above the timber a little bit, we can see. So we're gonna sit down and glass. I'm not sure we're gonna be able to see where that goat was. I can barely see into there, so we'd have to get almost to the top to be able to see all that. But I think if we glass all this front stuff and maybe if we don't find anything, we can hike up in there and get a better look on the backside. So for now, we're just gonna set up and glass. We have our first shooter located, so pretty pumped. It's a pretty decent billy. First, like, somewhat mature billy that we've seen, so pretty cool. Now, we just gotta figure out how we're gonna kill this thing. The billy stood up and fed out, walked all the way across the hillside, just side-hilled all the way, wrapped around, just went over the ridge. So the backside is not as ideal for a stalk as this side, so that's unfortunate. But we're gonna stay up here, glass everything we can tonight, and then head back to the truck, sleep down there tonight, and we're gonna load up our stuff in our backpacks. We're gonna backpack in after this goat and locate him tomorrow and see what we can do. Kill a goat. Oh, that was a fun hike. 2 hours in the dark, but we made it 4 miles in here. And now we're looking at this hillside where we saw that goat yesterday. Obviously, he fed over the top, but yesterday morning he was on this side, so we're thinking that maybe
his little routine is that he's gonna be on this side in the mornings, and then in the afternoon go feed in the shade on the other side. So we're gonna stay right here and glass this side for a little while until we feel good about it, and then we're gonna, if we don't find him, hike up to the very top and circle around the backside into the next basin where he went and see if we can find him there.
Those birds just sound like whiny babies. There's a Billy right there. You're in the way. Let's go up. He's feeding. What? He's literally feeding. I know. Go. There it is.
smoked. Man, filming sucks. I'm just gonna say that right now. I had that goat at 15 yards for a minute at least. And I had a perfect shot right through the trees. Would have been done dishes right now. But we had to get the shot right with the camera. And he took off, went downhill, so we just started following him. And he wasn't moving super fast. He'd move fast at times, and then he'd slow down. So we'd catch up to him. I knew he was gonna, well, finally we got up to him, drew a couple times, but every time I'd draw and get settled in, I'd range him, I'd draw and get settled in, and then he'd start moving. And I was waiting for Aaron to get the camera set up, so it just wasn't happening. And so finally, I ranged him the time before. It was like, we didn't move very far between the last time I ranged him and when he stopped again. So I just guessed him at about 60. He was about the same distance he was before. Actually, I thought he was closer. I thought he was 55. So I held for 55, and my shot just, I don't know. It felt okay, but it was definitely a little bit rushed, which I feel bad about. I shouldn't be taking any shots that I'm rushed in. So that was like my one rule coming into this, is like, if I'm gonna shoot at a goat, it's gonna be like an ethical, like, I'm not gonna miss. And sure enough, I rushed it and I missed. I don't even know where my arrow went. I think it went right underneath him. But anyways, missed that one because I didn't range. And then he kind of took off. We made it to these cliffs, and he stood there broadside, but he was like 80 yards. I was like, okay, Aaron, I'm not taking this shot. And he was kind of like trotting off at that point, and then he just stops and starts feeding again. So I'm like, Aaron, get up this rail. We had to get up to the top of the ridge because I figured he was coming for this saddle. And so we got up to the top of the ridge, and then we just started basically running down this ridge, trying to head him off. And he was just about to come over. He saw us, and he started taking off down the ridge. So just started following him. He let us follow about 60 to 70 yards. And he stopped a couple times, but he's dead away from me. And I draw and wait for him to just turn a little bit more, give me a good quartering away shot, and he just never did. It was too steep quartering, pretty much straight away. So never took the shot. And then he went up this hill, wrapped around into like the gnarly cliffs. So hopefully he'll go over there and chill out. I mean, we pushed him pretty freaking hard, so it wouldn't surprise me if he goes and beds up in steep cliffs for the rest of the day. But that was our Billy. That was the one from yesterday.
Shit.
He just, once he busted over, he circled around, popped over, and he was just right there on the hill where we were hiking up. Bumped him at 15 yards. So.
Stroke, because it only needs 6 ounces of water. We're low. We're getting our stuff loaded up. We're leaving camp here, but we got to go down and get water. We're all the way out of water. And we didn't drink much yesterday. We waited till we actually got done hunting and came back to camp. So we're gonna head down, grab water real quick, and the top of this basin, and then we're gonna continue on this ridge, go out, and we can look across the basin at the hillside that this Billy was on last night. So hopefully he's somewhere on there, and we can get a good look at him, and hopefully he beds in a good spot that's conducive for stalking with the bow, because this hillside's tough. He's a nice Billy. If we had other Billies around, maybe we'd think about going and hunting a different Billy, and hopefully he'd be in a better spot, more stalkable. But who knows? Maybe this one will go in a good spot today. So we'll see.
All right. We just filled up water. It was a lot smaller stream than we thought, but we got our bladders filled and getting ready to take off. Just found this. I don't know what. 22 HP. I don't know that round. Got over here and immediately found him. Yesterday he was on this finger ridge that comes down this face, and we kind of suspected last night, because he kind of disappeared, that he fed over the top of that. So we came over here so we could look all the way across the basin and found him. He's a little bit lower than he was yesterday, and he's moved farther down the face. So we're gonna sit here and see what he does, and then we're gonna make a play.
All right, a little change of plans. I decided to go get the rifle. Aaron asked if I wanted him to carry it up yesterday, and I was like, nah, I'm gonna get him with my bow. But he's just not in like the most conducive bow hunting spot, so I'm gonna get the rifle. And so that means I have to hike all the way back to the motorcycle, which is 4.5 miles, and then I gotta ride back to the camper, and then from the camper I'll ride up. I'm gonna come up a different way. It'll put me a little bit closer, so I'm hoping I can do it in 3 hours. I think if I boogie I can do it, so I'm gonna take off. I'm bombing off this thing, basically running to the motorcycle so we can get back up here. I've been trying to pick that goat up for the last 3 hours with no luck, so Ty should be getting close to being back, so I'm gonna hike back, and we're gonna go in after this goat, because I don't think he's left the timber patch he went in originally. So I'm gonna take off, meet up with Ty. How was your escapade? It actually felt really short. I felt like I just left. So apparently it felt longer to you up here baking in the sun. But it was fruitful, because I found out where he's bedded, and now my legs are useless and I can't even walk over to shoot him. But nah, take a little break, eat some lunch, and we're gonna head up. We're gonna side hill in. We think there's like one section on that hill with some jack pines that should be not cliffs that we can actually get over closer to him. And I'm still deciding on whether I sneak in there with the bow in hand and we have the boomstick just as backup, but that's gonna get very cumbersome and we're not gonna have a whole lot of time to pull it out. So he's kind of moving that way on the face, away from us, so we're thinking about maybe just bombing in there and trying to get close. The wind's blowing pretty good, so it'd cover up a lot of our sound. Well, he was just like sitting there digging out of bed. And then, in true Hank the Tank fashion, he's gonna start feeding and walking away now. He's like ADD, man, all over the place. Can't figure out which way he's going. He's just like a bear, just like meandering around. Now you see him, now you don't. Spent all that time digging in bed for no reason. And he's back off on the move. So he's just kind of feeding up the hill. He's at 400 yards right now. It's a little bit breezy, so I want to take a close shot. Not that I think I could make this shot at 400 yards, but I just want it to be perfect. We're getting tiny little openings. It's like I want the footage to be good. We got about an hour left, and he hasn't fed up into where we can see him. So I think he might be bedded, but we're worried about him going over the top on the backside because that's untouchable over there tomorrow. So I think we gotta just go try and get him killed right now. So we're gonna drop down. We're gonna side hill underneath these cliffs, come in above him in the timber, and try and sneak down to where we can get a shot. Against a log.
Good.
I think.
I was scared he was gonna keep going.
Maybe we can start rolling. What, like 80 yards, 90 yards?
Yeah.
I wasn't about to risk it though. I'm like, that's why I came after it tonight, even though it maybe wasn't the smartest thing. Like, we gotta get this thing down.
This is the only mature Billy we've seen.
Dude.
It took us 2 days to find him.
Yeah.
And then who knows, he's been moving like crazy.
We found him on day 2.
Day 2, a full 2 days because you came Sunday.
Right. Yeah, so it was like, and all the scouting.
Yeah.
My God.
He's chunky. Maybe bigger body than I was anticipating. I see a ball sack too. Not that there was a question.
When the wolf knocks at the door, when neither fear nor anger nor will be restored.
Billy down, baby. Billy down. Man, that's a lot of work. I'm telling you, he's a big Billy. That's way bigger than I thought. Like body-wise, heavy. Look at it. Wait till we get his head up. Look at this thing. He's dead. No need to whisper. Thanks for the reminder. Woo! Dude, I can't believe. I mean, I knew he was big. Remember yesterday when he bedded on that flat? I was like, man, that sucker is just big. But I didn't expect this. He's all of 9 inches. And let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. He's at least 8. Look at that Roman nose, big horse face, got his good beard going. I saw that thing flapping in the wind. Man, I can't even think right now.
Dude, this is once in a lifetime.
Once in a lifetime, dude. I'm trying to just soak it in and like appreciate everything. Look at that thing, man. That's more than I could have asked for. That's all I really wanted. I wanted something 5 years plus, and you got it. Oh, look at that. Oh, Schnagel. Oh, Schnagel to it. Look at that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Pretty cool trying to like learn these animals, and I figured out I drew in whatever that was, June, July, and spent the rest of the time just studying these things, trying to figure out what a billy is, how to figure out how old he is, a mature billy, and man, it paid off. We don't know what to do tonight because we got camp on the ridge, we got Billy right here on this island, and we have to make it, we're gonna pack him to the bottom. So it's like trying to fit all these puzzle pieces together. We don't know what to do. I wanna sleep on the mountain, kind of, but I also don't because I know we're not gonna get any sleep. We're gonna be so tired tomorrow. But
Build a fire, find a flat-ish spot.
We could hike up here, find a kind of a flat spot, get this meat hung up, get the hide cooling out, and we'll just build our fire and try and sleep next to it if we can. Just keep it stoked all night.
Good news is we got him down. That's real good news.
My heart beats like Virginia. Don't spin myself into one side made for forgiveness, or the pays that do.
Peanut butter lover going. That one is good. The best. You can see it looks like a raccoon's been through Tyler's.
No.
Oh, can't wait to not sleep tonight. It'll be awesome.
Yeah. I think I might doze off for a minute or two.
Yeah, I'm sure I will too. Hey, did you survive the night?
Good morning. I'm in the same position as when I said goodnight.
8 hours ago?
8 hours ago. Yeah. We survived. It got chilly a few times. If someone didn't get up and stoke this fire, man, it got cold. We fell asleep a few times though, and it actually went by a little faster than I thought it would. Just gotta keep the heater going.
All right, so we got the goat loaded up. Ty has the hide and some of the loose meat. I got the quarters. It's gonna be heavy coming out.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
that's
but
heavy.
it's light, so we can navigate the cliffs in the light. So
Yay.
How's it feel?
Feels really good. Blast. Just wait till you put yours on.
I don't want to.
I don't want to see you. That's heavy, guy. Yeah, that's heavy. That's skedaddle. I thought the Rockies would be a lot rockier than this. It's not funny anymore. Oh, my hand went right in those freaking pokey things. Dude, this is,
Say that again. What were you saying?
it's plenty rocky.
Made it.
Oh yeah.
Bottom.
Oh yeah.
There's a trail.
We made it to the trail. Came down that steep sucker, but it wasn't too bad.
No, we managed.
Yeah, we managed. But all I can say is I'm grateful for Aaron,
Oh.
because that would have been miserable going back up there for load number 2.
Yeah, that would have sucked.
But so thanks for being here, dude.
You're welcome. That was awesome.
Oh, we were out there. Well,
Home stretch.
few miles.
Woo!
And then back to camp, and then a few miles to go get camp. Let's do it.